Hi everyone, I'm Adam, and this is Living with a Classic. Today, we're having a look at one of my favorite Jags, the almighty XJS. Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and I'm sitting here where it all started 3 years ago, right here in this 1991 Jaguar XJS V12 convertible. So pretty much exactly to the day 3 years ago, I launched the first video here on the channel, and it was not my finest work, but I've kept it on there. I think it's good to keep, some of the old stuff on there just to see. At least I feel a lot more comfortable on camera now, and just like everything just works better. But you got to start somewhere, and I'm really happy I did start. Honestly, I actually thought about starting a long time ago. The channel name I came up with a long time ago, and then I reserved the channel name years ago, and I started filming content actually on my white XJ12. I started filming the work I'm actually doing at the moment, replacing all the fuel lines in the boot, because I've already done it once, but that was like 5 or 6 years ago. And I filmed all of that. I wasn't happy with how it came out. I didn't have a good camera, and I just wasn't happy with how it came out. So I never published it, but I kept the channel. And then when we moved here, my wife and I, so we moved in November, and I think it was February when I filmed the first video with this car. And that was just a fun thing. I wanted to see what happened. And then at the end of that video, I said that, there'll be a new video in a week. And that sort of forced my way to continue with it. I had a dream of having a YouTube channel and just sharing my adventures with cars. I'd, watched a lot of YouTube channels, still do. I follow a lot of people, and I've gotten to know a lot of YouTubers now, which has been really exciting. But yeah, it was a dream of mine. And I sort of thought in my weird sort of way that if I, tell people that there will be a new video in a week, I will make the time to go out and do something. Because it is very, very easy, especially when you have kids, that, once they go to bed, that you just sit in front of the sofa, you put on Netflix, and you just hang out. But what I try to do is I try to go out in the workshop and get something done. Even if it's just for an hour or two, you can get a lot done. If it is, 2 hours, maybe 3 times a week, that's 6 hours. That's almost a whole day of work, like at the office or something. You can get a lot done with your hobby. And that was also one of the other sort of goals with the channel, that if I am filming to show other people, I will make time to actually work on my cars. Because I noticed that, or I got a little bit afraid that, like, when having kids and all that, I would not have time to work on cars. And of course, I spend as much time as I can with the family, and I'm usually out here, either when they're doing something else that I'm not involved with, or when they're asleep. So yeah, it is 3 years later. Honestly, I'm really astonished by the growth of this channel. In the next couple of days or a week or so, I think we're about to hit 15,000 subscribers, which that is just crazy, because you gotta think this is a pretty niche channel. You're watching some guy in the middle of nowhere, Sweden, who really just mostly works on old, sort of obscure Jags. And that is kind of niche. I think that this has actually become the largest, if not one of the largest, Jaguar-based YouTube channels, at least that focuses on, the old V12s and, the XK engines and all of that. So that's really, really cool. And I think we're at like 280-ish, 285 videos, which if you think about it, over 3 years, that's a lot of filming, a lot of editing. Good thing is I've gotten a lot faster at filming, a lot faster at editing. I do most things in just one take. And in case you're wondering, nope, I never have a script or anything. It's all in my head. If there are any facts or anything, I memorize them, before I film. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of having a script of things like that. I think it's just, that's not what this channel is about. It's not scripted. It's about you basically hanging out with me in my workshop, just as if you were, actually here as a person, then, you know, life isn't scripted, so these videos are never going to be scripted either. But I think I've learned a lot over the years of sort of what works and what doesn't work, and that is a weird thing. Sometimes you can make a video and you think, oh, this is going to be fantastic, people are going to love this, and like no one watches it. And sometimes you make one, you think, all right, well, this is a boring topic, but it's a good topic, let's cover it. And then it becomes one of the best videos of your channel of all time. So that is a weird thing I have learned. But during this time, we have gained a lot of vehicles and we've also lost a few of them. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing by here. I am filming something with the XJ12, so we're bringing it back to life. You should see the video pretty soon. I'm just got a little bit more to do, but I'll show you what's going on over here. I'm replacing all the fuel lines back here. I am very, very close to done with it. I just have these lines over here. They're still really nice, but I talk about in the video why I'm replacing it all again. So I'm going to do that. Got some painting to do on it. Then we'll have an exhaust leak to fix. I'm going to put different wheels on it, clean it up, and then we should get an MOT and go out and enjoy this thing again, because there's actually nothing really wrong with it. I love driving it, but it hasn't actually been on the channel a lot. But we're going to see a lot more of this car in the future because it's a great old V12 that is, it's not a show car, but it's a very nice one. And it's just been a good old reliable friend of mine. The XJS convertible is sitting over here, and got three things we got to fix on it. One of them is an advisory for the windscreen washer. It doesn't work. That is the pump that is inside the tank, so that will be fun. The other one is the electric top is quite slow to go up. I have a new old stock pump for it, so we're going to try replacing that. So that will also be a lot of fun. Ripping out half the interior in the back to do that. And we're going to service the transmission one more time. But other than that, this thing is ready to go this summer. A lot has happened in these 3 years with the cars and the channel. I've gotten to know a lot of you guys, and I know that a lot of you guys have actually been watching since the beginning, because I've gotten to know your names or your IDs in the comments. I've become friends with some of you. I've even had a subscriber send me a Christmas card, which I was really deeply touched, and a Christmas present, which was really, really nice. It was a pair of calipers, digital ones, which I've been using a lot now with the fuel lines back here. So really, really, you know, just honored. It's, you know, I'm making these videos as a fun thing for you guys to watch, and I love reading all the comments, and there are a couple that I really do, comments that actually like mean a lot. I usually get, I'd say 3 to 4 messages a week, or I mean a month, about someone's been watching my videos for a while and they decide to buy the first Jag because of watching my videos, or maybe they have a more modern Jag and they decide to buy the first vintage one or something. And that just means a lot, that I could inspire someone to get into this hobby and get into one of these old cars. That is just really cool. And then you have the whole thing that you can't really mention on YouTube, but the situation in the world that we had the past couple of years with, you know, a lot of comments about how, you know, people were home or bored or just, you know, sort of down about the whole situation, and how watching my videos really helped them out, or someone who was in the hospital for a while and was watching my videos and, you know, helping them pass the time. And that's just fantastic to hear that. Like I said, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere in Sweden. I'm just a guy in my workshop doing things. And that is the thing about this channel that I really want to talk about, is I don't feel like this channel has lost its roots. And the roots is that there is really no budget, and there really was no budget when I started this. I had no spare money at all. I mean, I got small kids, a mortgage, everything else. You know, there's no money left over for anything like this. So what I used to do before with this white one is that I would drive weddings in it sometimes, just to pay for the upkeep. And now I'm very lucky that YouTube helps to pay for the upkeep and things like that, which is, I mean, I can't believe it, but of course it's been a lot of work as well. But you got to think that I sometimes get comments where people are like, oh, why don't you have an E-Type? Or why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? Well, I mean, I promise, if I had the money to buy an E-Type, I'd probably have an E-Type. They're awesome cars. They're fantastic. But I don't. So that's why we have the cars that we have on here. And, you know, I try to show everything on the channel as being just an average guy in an average workshop. And that's because that's what I am. This is my biggest interest really in life, working on these cars. And, you know, I got normal tools that anyone can go to a regular, you know, hardware store and buy. I got nothing fancy. All right, I'm lucky that I live in the country and I have a bit of space. But I mean, I didn't have a workshop when we started this channel. I built this workshop that we're in here with the help of my family over summer. So now I can, you know, work on 3 cars at once in here, which is just a fantastic thing. And that's the same when we got the first big project car on the channel, the XJ6. You got to remember that was $1,000 car, and those $1,000 that was like what I had on my account in like savings at the time. So I blew my savings on that car, hoping that it would make videos and that it would pay for itself. It did pay for itself, so I'm very happy it did, and it made great content, and I'm having a lot of fun driving it now, even though that engine was a lot of work fixing out and finally swapping. But, you know, doing things like that. And then I got I sold my daily driver at the time, which was a Volvo V70, and I bought a 99 S-Type, drove that for a bit, fixed it up, sold that, and then I was able to buy the XJ40, and I had a little bit of money left over so I could spend on the fleet, some things. So there have been things going on like that. And now I'm extremely lucky to have a sponsor. Simply Performance are so nice of them to reach out and help me with the XJS project, because honestly, I would probably still buy the XJS, but I would have bought it. Maybe I wouldn't even shown it to you guys. Maybe I would have just done a quick video of it and put it down in storage, or maybe not show it at all, because I have to spend a lot of time making other videos and working on customer cars to be able to get the money to do what I want with this car. But I'm just so happy that they were able to sponsor me and that they wanted to. I reached out to them actually just because I wanted to buy a pair of overaxle pipes. Not the overaxle pipes, the rear muffler delete pipes, because I thought that would be a good upgrade on the XJS. And they asked if I could maybe have a discount if I make a video. What happened was I got a message back and I called them up, and it turned into, you know, if you want to, we can sponsor the whole build, which was, I mean, I feel so lucky that happened. It feels really unreal. But I hope that in the end, you guys are okay with that as well, because I want to keep this channel as, you know, the average guy working in his workshop. And the average guy working in his workshop does not have a sponsorship with, you know, cool exhaust systems and things like that. But I hope you guys will, you know, enjoy that project anyways, even though it's going to be a little bit more on the high end side. Everything else around it is still going to be, you know, DIY. We're going to paint, you know, everything. There's no budget for sending things off for powder coating and things like that. Everything's going to be fixed and painted at home, but we're going to make it look really nice, you know, the rear end, the front suspension, all of that. But I'm going to show you how to do it at home with simple means. So I hope you guys will still enjoy that project, even though it will be a little bit more high end than the other ones. So what's going to happen now? Well, I promise you the channel is going to continue. I have so much fun with it, and I have so many plans. I do have a couple of other people's cars I'm going to try and drive and review, and some of them are true dream cars of mine that I've never even sat in them. One of them is actually an E-Type, and I really hope it's going to work out. I've never even sat in an E-Type. I've just always looked at them and loved them, but never got the chance to. But this is a very nice E-Type owner, and I think I may even get a chance to drive it, which would be, you know, a boyhood dream come true. It would be very cool. So I hope to do more of that as the time goes by, so share other cars, you know, get to drive dream cars of mine. I've already gotten to drive the Mark II, which was a lot of fun, but just, you know, sort of share really cool, interesting cars. I'm going to continue driving the XJ6 here. We've got some things going on at the moment, working on the fuel system in the back on this one as well. So you should see some videos of that right now. I think they're already up. When this is filmed, it's already up on Patreon. So that's one thing I've been trying to do more this year is stay ahead of the schedule with my uploads, which means I usually have a couple of videos, that are already finished and uploaded. And then I let the patrons view them a little bit earlier if they want to, a couple days or so, and then you guys see them. So that's been one of the big improvements I've made, is just being able to get videos, not have to finish sitting up late at night editing just to get it up the next day. So I've been trying to stay a little bit ahead of that, and that has really helped out, because it can be a little bit stressful, with a YouTube channel, because I don't want to miss an upload, because it really does actually mess with the algorithm and they don't recommend your videos anymore. And I want to give you guys the videos I promised. So we got some things coming on with the XJ6. We got some things with the XJ40 as well. Just picked up a new headliner for that. So a lot of fun things going on. But we're going to do one thing as well. When we hit 15,000 subscribers, I have promised since a long time that we're going to do another AMA, or Ask Me Anything. So what I want to do is, in the comments down below here, post questions, any sort of question you want, and I'll try and answer them all in that video, which should be in 2 or 3 weeks maybe. But just put your questions down below. And I think that would be a lot of fun. And we may do a special live thing as well. We'll do some things to celebrate 15,000, because that is a really big milestone. Anyways, one other thing I want to say, I want to thank everyone who has bought things from the store. All of that just goes back into the channel. I don't make a very big commission on anything. I try and set the prices as low as possible. But, everything goes back into the channel, buying parts and things, and trying to make better videos for you guys. So if you want to support the channel, there are, really 2 ways. One of them is by buying something from the merchandise store, like this V12 Firing War t-shirt I got on here. Or you can become a patron and you get some perks, like you get early access to most videos. At least I try my best to get early access to most videos. You get some discounts in the store, and a few other things like that. And like I say, everything just goes back into trying to make this channel even better. But let me know what you're excited about seeing as well in the coming out for this driving season. We've got a lot going on. The goal is to have most cars on the channel up and running this summer. Hope to have the 75 XJS actually up and driving this summer. It's going to be a massive project, but we're going to try that. But this thing will be out and driving. XJ12 will be out and driving. XJ40 as well. It's going to go to the paint shop as well to fix some things. But mechanically, that car's pretty good. Just needs a couple of hoses and belts. But we're going to have that thing up and running, the XJS convertible, and just try and have pretty much every car up and running except the 66 S-Type, which will also go to the body shop, I think, right at the beginning of summer. And then next fall and winter, we can start putting the thing back together, if funds will allow, because that's going to be an expensive project, especially because I want to do it right. So we're going to rebuild the engine and do everything. So that's going to be quite expensive. So if funds allow, I hope to start putting that thing back together next, during the fall and winter. Anyways, long video, but just wanted to basically say thank you so much for those who've been watching. If you've been a subscriber for 3 years or for 3 minutes, thank you so much for staying and watching and subscribing. It really means a lot, and I have a lot of fun making these videos, and I do read every single comment, and I do my best to reply to as many of them as I can. So once again, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for your 3 years, and I promise there's a lot more fun things going to come. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button. I promise it'll be worth it. Until next time, I'm Adam. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.